Hey guys, so we're gonna work on the last set of questions on Khan Academy, and it's gonna kind of combine all the rules, and we're gonna take a look at more equations. All right. So when we're looking at these problems, we want to just remember that they're either going to equal each other or they're going to equal 180. All right. So we need to be able to be familiar with the rules in order to solve these. So again, take a look at the organizer so you know what type of angles these are, so you're not doing double the work. All right, so they say the angle measures in this diagram are represented by the following expressions, which are these guys here. We have A and we have B. So they're saying that B is 5x plus 25, and this guy down here is 8x minus 8. So we really need to determine if they're the same angle, so we should equal them to each other, or if they equal 180. So if we know by our rules, these guys are in the same position, right? So this would also be these would be across from you the same. These are vertical angles. So these would be in the same position. So what that would mean is that they're going to equal each other. So let's take a look at that. And let's solve. So if we know they equal each other, we're going to take 8x minus 8, and we're going to equal it to 5x plus 25. Plus 25. All right, and now we're going to have to try to manipulate this equation so that we can solve. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this guy, and I'm going to move it to the other side. And when we move across the equal sign, we have to use inverse operations. So now this cancels, and I'm left with 8x minus 5x, which is going to give me 3x. And I'm going to bring down the remainder of the equation. And then now we have a double step equation. So I'm going to go through, let's go to our next step. Double step equation, we undo addition or subtraction first, just to get the variable alone. Right. So 25, let's bring down the rest of the equation. 3x equals 25 plus 8 will give us 33. Our last step is to divide by 3. And when you do 33 divided by 3, you're going to get 11. So I'm going to show you that step. Divide both sides by 3. All right, so we found out that x equals 11. But that's not our final answer because they're asking for the measure of angle B. So what we're going to have to do is take the x value that we just found, and we're going to have to plug it in. All right, so if we know B is 5 times the value of x, which we just found to be 11, we'll plug that in, and plus 25. So if you plug this whole thing into your calculator, you're going to find out that this equals 80. So the measure of angle B is 80. And if we know this is 80, this is also equally right, because we found out originally that they're equal to each other. Okay, so that's how you figure out these type of questions. I'm going to show you actually one more. All right, so we have another diagram here. So they tell you that the measure of angle A is 8x minus 10, which is this one right here, and the measure of angle B is 3x plus 90. So again, we have to figure out our rules because they're on the opposite side of the transversal, so the alternate, and they happen to be on the inside of the parallel lines. So if you look at your organizer, you can tell that these are alternate interior angles. And the rules that apply to that is that they are equal to each other. So we're going to set up another equation where they're equal to each other. So I'm going to do 8x minus 10 equals 3x plus 90. Okay, so now the same way we solved this before, we're going to solve this one. So I'm going to subtract. I'm going to get my variable to one side. So 8x minus 3x will give you 5x. I'm going to bring down the rest of the equation, and you should be left with a double step equation. So I'm going to go through the steps just to keep us fresh and reminded of how to do it. So I'm going to add 10 to both sides. And I'm going to solve that. Let's bring this down. 5x equals 90 plus 10 gives you 100. And your last step is you're going to divide to get the variable alone. And when you plug this into your calculator, you should get that. X equals 20. Okay, 100 divided by 5 gives you 20. Awesome.